Maryland was a beautiful village where people lived happily. In this village, there was a lazy woman named Rosie. She always slept deeply and kept snoring. If someone woke her up from her sleep, she would get very angry. And if someone gave her a task, she would walk in her sleep and do the work in a clumsy way, because she always had sleep on her mind. If someone asked her to make tea, she would bring it half prepared because of being half asleep. Rosie's husband, Joseph, worked in the fields every day. He would harvest fruits and vegetables from the fields to sell. Working in the fields could be tough due to the heat, but Joseph had to work hard to meet the expenses for himself and Rosie. Today, Joseph got very tired, so he walked towards home. He was thinking that Rosie must have cooked the food. He thought he would go home, eat, and then go to sleep. When he got home, he sat on the sofa in his room and said to Rosie,
"Rosie, please give me a glass of water. It was very hot outside in the fields."
Upon hearing this, Rosie, who was half asleep, responded angrily,
"You should have brought water yourself. Why do you think only you feel the heat? I make noodles every day, and I also feel a lot of heat. I cook noodles for you every day, so you never go to bed hungry. Still, you complain. If you had to make noodles yourself every day, then you would realize my worth."
Joseph, though very tired, went to the kitchen to prepare a meal, because every time he asked Rosie to cook, she would give him a blunt response, mentioning how tired she was from doing household chores all day, and insisted on not being bothered until evening. Joseph started thinking that noodles are quickly prepared. So, Rosie makes noodles every day, including preparing curry and chapas, which takes a little extra time. Rosie is quite lazy. Even today, when Joseph came home tired, he asked Rosie for a glass of water. When she refused, a quarrel ensued. Joseph said,
"My mother has found me a bride, who is also quite lazy."
Upon hearing this, Rosie became even angrier and said,
"You're also very lazy. It becomes a hassle for you to lift a glass and drink water yourself."
Today, Joseph also got angry with Rosie, and he stormed out of the house in frustration. Shortly after Joseph left, an old, poor woman entered their house. Seeing Rosie in anger, she inquired about the reason behind her frustration. Rosie explained that she gets exhausted from doing all the household chores, and if her arms were long enough, she could sit on the bed and complete all the tasks from there, relieving her of all the troubles. The poor old woman, with her magical staff in hand, spun it around and granted Rosie's wish for long arms. Rosie's arms instantly became so long that she could comfortably sit on the bed and manage all the household chores effortlessly. All her troubles seemed to vanish. With her newly elongated arms, Rosie happily continued with her tasks throughout the day. Elated by the sight of her long arms, she felt that life could now be enjoyed to the fullest. As soon as her husband returned home, she joyfully shared all the news and proudly displayed her elongated arms. Rosie was now content, as she efficiently managed all the household chores while sitting on the bed. She even prepared meals outside in the kitchen, using her long arms to cook and serve food. The house sparkled with cleanliness as she comfortably handled all the cleaning tasks in one place. After a few months, Rosie gave birth to a lovely baby. She tried to lift her son with her hands and bring him close to shower him with love. but she couldn't do so because her arms were too long. She couldn't hug him, and she couldn't even feed him. This made her cry. Now, she realized how much trouble her laziness had caused. She cried because her husband had to work in the fields, and the baby kept crying. She couldn't comfort him or put him to sleep. She felt that she had only considered the benefits of her long arms and never thought about their disadvantages. She needed to have thought about it carefully before wanting her arms to be long. The next morning, the old poor woman came to their house again. Seeing Rosie so distressed, she asked about the reason for her sadness.
My daughter, why are you so upset today? I thought you would be very happy now with your long arms.
Rosie started crying, and the poor old woman asked her to explain. Rosie told her about all her troubles. The old woman explained to Rosie that she should be happy with how God made her. She should appreciate and be grateful for what she had. Then, the poor old woman asked Rosie to close her eyes, and she used her magic wand to bring Rosie's arms back to their original size. Rosie quickly picked up her son and hugged him tightly around the neck.